Yellow. Well, I think this thing's on. This is totally off the cuff. I've got no script planned. I don't have anything on any notes anywhere or anything. That's not how I operate. I didn't want to make a video about this asshole. His name is NYPrepper or NYPrepper. And let me just tell you how it happened. There's this guy on YouTube named Bibles and Barbells. I'm not a religious guy, but I liked a couple of his videos having to do with like the Glock 20, for example, because there was a time last year I was looking to buy a Glock 20 handgun, which is a 10mm handgun. I watched this guy's video. It's 19 minutes long. It was pretty good. He seemed to have his head screwed on straight. He knew what ammo to buy. He knew what gun cleaner to use. He knew the exact reason why he bought the gun. And I thought that was pretty refreshing to have a video that kind of gives it from his perspective and doesn't try to sell me crap and doesn't tell me to like and subscribe, really. You know, he seemed to be a straightforward guy, and I respected that. I like dignified people, or what I thought was dignified, until recently, 2 days ago, 3 days ago, a couple weeks, whatever. This guy's wife, obviously his name's Bibles and Barbells, so he's religious, obviously, and I have always ignored that part because I'm not a psycho. I'm not religious like he is. Anyway, I was reading some of his comments on his channel, and there's a lot of people talking about prayer. You know, please pray for me. I'm praying for you. Look at this. Prayers everywhere. Prayers up and down. So this dude's wife has COVID and she's having trouble in the hospital right now. And not a single person in the fucking comments suggests getting the vaccine. Yeah, you know, the vaccine. Nobody. So I'm like, what the fuck is with these nutcases? And I'm reading through comments and I saw this guy named NYPrepper. So I click his channel and I go to it and I check it out, whatever. And I see all this like hurricane shit. He keeps talking about hurricanes and volcanoes and emergency alert. Whoa! And I'm like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? Emergency. So I start watching some of his videos and I'm like, I could tell within 3 seconds, this guy does not know what he's talking about at all. The guy doesn't know what he's talking about. So I go to hit his about section here and look at this, just fucking links everywhere, merchandise, and fucking just begging for money. PayPal, donate buttons everywhere. It's obvious what this guy's doing. He's feigning intelligence, pretending that he knows something about something, and begging for money, because this guy probably doesn't want to work at Walmart anymore. So I go to his website. Here it is, nirvgorilla.com. And I go to it, and it's all amateur looking, whatever. I'm not going to give the guy a hard time about having an amateur looking website. It's pretty par for the course these days. But I went to the about section here. And I was like, look at this text is insane to fucking read. Look at this. It's so bad, dude. Don't you get that that looks bad? NYPrepper, if you're watching this, don't you understand that that looks fucking terrible and you look like an idiot when you have text like this with a straight face? You look like a retard, dude. Yeah, a tard. So I scrolled down and I don't remember how I found it, but somehow there was a mention of Bigfoot. Look at this. I also enjoy studying the unsolved mysteries and conspiracies of this world and universe, including space, UFOs and aliens, and Bigfoot. You're a fucking adult talking about Bigfoot in 2021, dude. So I just like facepalmed so hard my hand no clipped through my fucking forehead. I said, oh God, anti-fucking gravity and all this shit, nanotechnology, whatever, regenerative medicine. Look. So I saw this shit and I immediately wanted to talk to the guy. I wanted a big button like a telephone icon right here and I wanted to fucking push it. I wanted to explain to him that, dude, this shit is not going on, man. Jesus. Wow. But, you know, so I posted some comments on his channel. He almost immediately deleted them. This guy does not want criticism at all. He only wants butt lick. Hey, look, NYPrepper, you don't know anything. You're spreading misinformation, which isn't illegal, by the way. You're not breaking the law by saying that the Earth is flat or evolution is false or that we didn't go to the moon in 1969 or whatever. You're not breaking the law, but you're being fucking dumb. You're being intellectually dishonest. You're dismissing evidence. You're denying facts. And to me, that makes people mentally unstable when they deny facts. So I started looking at this guy's channel a little bit deeper. Like, everything about your channel is fucking alarming to me, dude. Alarming to a somewhat educated individual such as myself. Somewhat educated. I know a little bit of stuff. Okay? And I clicked some of the people who comment on your channel. This was one of the people who subscribes to you. Angelina. And I clicked one of her videos, and the first thing she said, Jesus is coming very soon. We've been hearing that for fucking centuries now, dude. And this girl's talking about...
or 3 videos ago.
Stupid shit.
The one that's about like a flood / tsunami. Then there was
she said she was walking down the beach with her husband and whoa, a piece of paper flew by them and it said tsunami on it. Whoa. Whoa, that must mean something. What is with, like, every single one of these people is dumb. What's with you guys? Live in fucking reality. And then I look at I go back to NYPrepper here. Look at this guy.
It's just a continuous process.
Do you see that right there? I'm going to zoom in on it. When I see that teal colored play icon and that X icon, that means that's an advertisement. What are you doing without an ad blocker in 2021, dude? It's just yet another piece of evidence to show me, the somewhat intelligent guy, that you don't know what the fuck you're doing. You're an idiot, and somebody needs to tell you, NYPrepper. Somebody needs to tell you that you're a goddamn idiot, and it's going to be me. I wanted to do it privately with you, Skype or Mumble or TeamSpeak, Discord, some VoIP client, and you ran away like a bitch. You ran away from me like I'm intimidating or something. I just want to tell you the truth, and maybe I'll learn you a few things or two. I've been on the internet since 1995. I've studied a lot about science. I know a lot about mental health and reality, real shit. Oh, and also, I'm pro-gun. I have a 10mm handgun in front of me right now. I'm pro-gun, and I understand science. Can you fucking believe it? You don't have to be a blue-haired, flamboyant, oh my god, like Philly. You don't have to be like that to appreciate and understand science. Yeah, science is fucking awesome. And my scientific brain here tells me that you're just an e-beggar. You're selling merchandise and you're begging for money and you got all these affiliates and contracts and shit. You know what this means? This means you can't tell the truth. You're a huckster, dude. You're a charlatan. And you're a scumbag. And on top of that, you are lower than whale dung for not welcoming people like me to criticize and scrutinize you and hold your feet to the fire because you fucking need it. Every fucking thing about your channel tells me that you're as dumb as a handful of Georgia clay and twice as ugly. Here's another thing you might not know. I bet you didn't know this at all. Just judging by looking at some of your videos, you do not know how to download videos. You have no fucking clue. So here's the link to one of your videos. Watch this. I'm going to open up something here. Oops. CMD, download 2F, best video plus best audio. And I'm going to paste your link. And look at that. It's downloading. Oops. There we go. Oh, it just got done. All right, so it's called Breaking News, right? Here's the file. It's right on my hard drive.
What's going on, guys? It's stronger and also shallower as well.
Oh, look at that. I have the fucking video on my hard drive now. And I can do whatever I want with it. I can zoom in. I can rotate it. Upside down, right side up. Stretch it. I can do all sorts of stuff with it. I could modify it and put it on my channel if I want. I'm not going to do that because your fucking videos are boring and anti-reality. Jesus. Are you one of these fucking weirdos who thinks the fucking planet's coming to an end soon? Because the thing about volcanoes, dude, the Earth is active. It has a lot of volcanoes on it. But you know what else has active volcanoes? One of the moons of Jupiter. Titan. Yeah. Active volcanoes, man. It's a pretty common thing in our solar system, it seems. Yeah. Whoa, Earth has come breaking news. Red alert. You're being egregious with the shit that you're spewing, dude. You're sensationalizing everything that's pretty boring and pretty par for the course on the planet Earth, man. Volcanoes are par for the course. Do you even know anything about volcanoes? I'd like to get in voice chat and ask you some questions in real time. I'd ask you, what's a subduction zone, just to see if you know anything. I'd ask you a little bit, not too much. I'd ask you a little bit and see if you actually know anything. I don't think you do. I think that's why you're so afraid to get in voice chat, because you don't want to be revealed for the huckster that you are. Why don't you come clean, dude? Why don't you welcome scrutiny and criticism? Stop deleting people's comments. You like the Second Amendment, right? I do too. But you don't like the First Amendment like I like the First Amendment. I like freedom of speech. I'm not trying to squelch your speech here. What I want to do is hold you accountable for the dumb, wrong shit. See, an intelligent person wants the truth no matter, how they get to it. There's a lot of fucking pitfalls all over the place. It takes some education to be able to avoid those pitfalls. There's a lot of people out there who would want to sell you left-handed screwdrivers. You got to be smart to realize there's no such thing as left-handed screwdrivers. You have to be smart enough to not be suckered and be a fool and have somebody try to sell you oceanfront property in Kansas. There's people out there that might believe that shit. It's fucking frustrating. There are so many fucking idiots on this planet, dude. Like, this is just one guy. It's not everybody does this, but I'm noticing that we're choosing between right-wing free speech and pro-gun versus blue hair, science, and medicine. And I just hate, this guy keeps like trying to divide down the middle, saying, oh, it's Democrats want to do this, Democrats want to do that. He's one of those guys, And I just want to talk to him and make him understand that we're all fucking humans. Before we're Democrats, before we're Republicans, before we're conservatives, we're fucking humans, dude. We're life on a planet in the middle of fucking nowhere, 30,000 light years from the center of our own galaxy, the Milky Way. Yeah. Forget about Jesus, dude. The stars died so that you could live. Yep. The stars blew up and you're made out of that same exact material. What are you talking about, Jesus, dude? Can you stop being fucking weird ass? Can you live in reality and be mentally stable for I don't want to have some state hospital employee come to your house and slap a butterfly net over you, dude. You're giving people the creeps talking this dumb shit. I'm not saying everything you say. I don't know anything about you. But the little bit that I heard, I'm just like, you don't know anything, dude. You are ignorant about a lot of shit. You're even ignorant about this internet. You barely know how to even record your own screen. I'm surprised you even got that far. You can kind of record your screen a little bit, but you got ads everywhere. You're doing it fucking wrong. And I saw you were having trouble with the buffering on a video one time because you didn't know how to download a video. You don't want buffering when you're trying to show people video. You can get rid of that by downloading the video yourself and showing it off your hard drive. It doesn't buffer when it's on your hard drive, dude. There's a lot of shit I could tell you, and you're wrong in just about everything you fucking say, dude. God, that must suck, going through life and being that wrong. I mean, I'm not saying I know everything, but I try to get the basics down. Jesus. Anyway, speaking of the end of the planet, the second coming of Jesus, I'm going to play a little bit of audio here and play Diablo 3. If you want to come at me, dude, you've got my info. I'll type it out. I'll just type it out here. Discord, Painbow 9553, and my Skype info is bitcrunch. Skype's really easy. It's just a fucking program, dude, on your hard drive. It's it. See, bitcrunch. Yeah. And then there's, yeah, Discord. In Discord, there's my name, Painbow9553. You go to home and then friends, add friend, and then you type in Painbow9553, and then you hit send friend request. I can't send it to myself, obviously. But yeah, that's what you do. It's free, it's anonymous, and then when you add them, you can right click and hit call. And you're instantly fucking talking. Why do you think we got all this voice chat on the left side here? On my Discord server. I've got a disputes channel, I've got a Phil Hendry channel, Nvidia blows, games fucking blow, the internet blows. I've got channels for all this shit. Somebody can just click over here and they're instantly talking to me, dude. Anybody on my server. Or you could do a direct call. You can right click somebody and hit call. Yeah, it's awesome. You understand? The internet is awesome, and you don't even understand the internet, dude. Oh, well, of course I scared him off. But I don't give a shit. I didn't even want to make a video about this guy, but he's so dumb, and all of his followers are so fucking... Look at these eyes, dude.
That the Lord delivers people that are
No,
his
there's no such thing, weirdo.
blood, and Noah and his family were on the ark before that just come to
Noah's Ark didn't fucking happen. No, there was no worldwide flood, weirdo. We don't find marsupials. Speaking of which, Splificate lives in Australia. He can tell you as well as I can. Marsupials exist only in Australia. If there were a flood, you'd find remains somewhere in some other continent somewhere, right? But that's not what happens. You only find marsupials in Australia because there was no worldwide flood. You dumb, broken brain, delusional fucks. Jesus. Get your shit together, get some shit right, educate yourself, and get in voice chat and step up to the plate. Orally defend the dumb shit you type and say on the internet. I'm challenging you. And you're running like a bitch. You're scared shitless to fucking talk. I'm not telling you to meet me somewhere. I'm not telling you to give me your address or personal information or phone number. I'm telling you to fucking get in voice chat, which is free and anonymous, dude. And has been for several fucking years on the internet. Just have a conversation with somebody. You can hang up anytime you want. Oh, wow, it's so scary. You got a big hang up button, dude. Push it if you're scared, which you are. Just have your feet held to the fire. You don't know everything, and I don't know everything. And I love talking to people who aren't exactly like me. I love talking to people who disagree with me. It's a pretty good fucking way to learn, isn't it? Come on, tell me that it's not a good way to learn, asshole. Keep lying some more. Keep being more delusional and tell me that it's not healthy to talk to people who disagree with you. It's really fucking healthy. It's awesome. It gives you a different perspective, considering ideas and views that you haven't maybe considered before. It's awesome. Do you understand awesome? You dumb fucking kid talking about Bigfoot? All right, I'm going to put on some audio here. This is going to be End of Times.
My gut, I know it. Now let's get back to one other little piece of news here before we take our break, and that is this CNN Time poll that finds more than 1/3 of Americans say they're paying more attention now to how the news might relate to the end of the world. 59% say they believe the events in Revelation are going to come true. Oh, man. Oh. And nearly 1/4 think the Bible predicted the September 11th attack. Well, no, it didn't. No, it didn't. And if the events in Revelations come true, it ain't going to be for some time. Maybe another 3,000 years. You see, folks, we're just stuck with this little old world. We're stuck with this world, and we're just stuck with the fact that we're going to have to work our problems out. We're going to have to solve the problems. Jesus ain't coming down on a cloud anytime soon. He ain't going to come down and go, you, and you're all up here in the rapture, and the rest of you can go piss up a wall. It ain't going to happen. It's a tough time. It's a challenging time. But other generations have had challenging times, starting in the 14th century with the Black Plague, moving on to World War II and all the other wars and all of the other challenges that the human race has faced down through time. They thought it was the end of the world on September 1st, 1939. Do you know that? They thought it was the end of the world when we dropped the atomic bomb. They thought it was the end of the world when the Cuban Missile Crisis started. They thought it was the end of the world during the Black Plague. They thought it was the end of the world during during the collapse of Rome. They've been predicting the end of the world for as long as guys have been predicting the end of the world. For the day that Jesus died, that's when they were predicting the end of the world. World ain't going to end anytime soon. We got to sit here and suck on it and solve it. And I just found out that some of this stuff comes from a series of books called Left Behind, which I also just remembered, because Janice was in the office, that my youngest son is reading. Well, looks like I got to practice a little parental censorship. I don't care if it is a Christian series of books. I'm tearing those out of his bedroom. And he's going to start reading Mad Magazine again, like I told him to. 1-800-449-8686. So I'd be interested to hear what you think about everything that I just said. 1-800-449-8686, Phil Hendry Show. All right, I just said that I think bin Laden's dead. There won't be any terrorist attack on July the 4th, and that the end of the world is not upon us, despite what the Times CNN Newsweek poll says, despite what the newspapers say, despite what Al-Qaeda says. They're waging a war of fear based upon words only, and we got to get with it. 1-800-449-8686. What do you think about that? RC, hi, you're on the Phil Henry Show. Go ahead.
Right, Mr. Henry, your eagerness to bury bin Laden may be understandable to a degree, but there's millions of us who enlisted or will enlist in the U.S. Armed Forces, and we...
Okay, wait. One more bit about the end times. I think it's around here.
Good, Agnes.
Well, I
Shorter.
Frank Short. Well, ain't that... Even though he... What are you doing? Well, you know what? We're not going to take this sitting down. We're going to... Oh, wow, you fascists! All right, okay, then we'll let you guys kick our ass and make him give the medal back. And have him give the medal back and also apologize for taking the medal in the first place, even though he should... nobody told him that he shouldn't have had the medal, okay? Yeah, okay, we'll do that too. What else? And we never want you to be in the Olympics again unless we need the money. Okay. Now, this guy, Haran, is a defrocked Irish priest, is the word that we're getting on him. A real fruitcake. Athens sources identified him. He's been barred from practicing as a priest for the past decade. He once published a book called A Glorious New World Very Soon to Come that predicted the world was about to end. Well, ain't that something original and fresh? If there's one thing those guys don't ever do, it's predict the world's ending. I got a theory about that, and I hope I'm not being redundant. I might have... Only old men predict that the world's coming to an end. You ever notice that? Old people. Old people or psychotic people. Because here's why. When old people die, they think, well, they're dying. That must mean everything has to die. That must mean that the end of the world is coming, because they can't just die and everything goes on as if they never existed. How could that possibly happen? So it always occurs that when someone predicts the end of the world is coming, it's somebody who's either completely psychotic or they're old, and they figure, well, I'm sorry to say the end is near. The end may be near for you, Charlie. It ain't near for me. Well, how dare you? Well, I'm sorry. I'm just speaking the truth, man. Maybe, you may be on your last... I talked to this guy once in Atlanta. I'll never forget it. I was on the air with this guy in Atlanta, and the guy said that within the next year... Now, keep in mind that this was the year 1992. He said within a year, and that would have made it around June of 93, he said by June of 93, an epidemic would wipe out the human race like 90%. There would be the worst kind of catastrophe, right? And he was trying very desperately to inform the human race of this. Now, never mind the fact that the guy had been in an accident. He'd had an anvil dropped on his head like 3 years before. All of these things, right? So I said to this guy, well, how about turning over to me everything that you have, because you're not going to need it. And, of course, that didn't quite, These guys that say the world's coming to an end, okay, well, you're not going to be needing the things that you have, right? Well, yeah. How about giving it to me? Well, why do you get to have it? Well, I'm not going to need it either. The world's coming. I just thought maybe just as a formality, you just turn it all over to me. Well, I don't think I want to do that. What difference does it make, man? Guess what? Everybody calls up and starts giving me a hard time. You were really rude to that man. Rude? This guy's talking about all kinds of disease with running sores and your eyes coming out of your head, and people were it was like worse than The Stand, worse than anything Stephen King could think of. And this was going to happen within the next year. Because he said so, because he's about to croak. And also because somebody dropped the washing machine on his head. He had serious brain damage. We give these people their dignity, I guess. The problem is when we really start to believe them. Anyway, here's this goofball who wrote a book. And he had a piece of paper attached to his back bearing the message, the Grand Prix Priest Israel fulfillment of prophecy says the Bible. So in other words, he is nuttier than 3 coats of paint, man. In July of 2003, this guy, Cornelius Haran, in a costume similar to Sunday's, ran onto the track at the British Grand Prix in the middle of the race and stayed there for more than 20 seconds, forcing Formula One racers traveling at more than 200 miles an hour. No Formula One race gets up to 200 miles an hour, so that's an exaggeration. It was a road race. They probably were running at about 100.5, maybe. They forced him to swerve around him. He was carrying a sign that said, read the Bible's always right. In fact, that was what was on the windshield. as they pulled into the pit, picking bits of the guy out of the grill. The guy's driving his car at 200 miles an hour. Read the Bible's all right. Bang! British authorities said Haran also attempted a protest on Wimbledon Centre Court during a rain break and tried to disrupt cricket and rugby matches. Well, that I agree with. On Sunday, he jumped from the crowd, ran across the street, grabbed Delima. A policeman following the leader on a bicycle jumped off and helped free the Brazilian. I saw the tape. Nobody really did anything for...
Bob Saget. No, I wanted to show you one more thing, dude. Jesus. You know, these guys, nobody, although I will say, contrarian, somebody reported one of my videos, and because it was Andrew Dice Clay and a guy named, oh God, what the fuck is his name now? He did that eat, bite, fuck, suck, gobble, nibble, chew, nipple, bosom, hair pie, finger, fuck, screw, moose, piss, cat, put, orangutan, tit, sheep, pussy, camel, crap, pig and line shit. I forgot his name. But I played a CD. It's called like Ditties or something like that. He's just filth comic. There's filth comics, but somebody reported me for that, and they called it hate speech. YouTube gave me a warning for hate speech. They didn't ban me or anything. They didn't. I didn't get any kind of strike on my channel, but I got a warning, and they said if you do it again, you're in trouble, mister. So of course I enlisted a bunch of my videos, because if you can't see my videos, it's pretty hard to report them, isn't it? I guess I'm too fucking offensive. I think I'll have to go back to Twitch. I think YouTube is a little pansy ass for me. It's a little light in the loafers, just like this New York guy. This New York prepper guy. But anyway, I was going to say, this guy right here came out of nowhere. Shrimp Zoo. Like he said, I'm going to expose you. I'm like, all right, let's go. Here it is. I'm going to expose 2 hours ago. I'm going to expose you. Oh, okay. Well, add me on Discord, dude. You want to expose me? Let's go. Expose me. And I said it. He goes, I don't want to be recorded by you to be in your next video. That's dumb. I'm just going to go do a video about you. I have a larger channel. Enjoy. Well, the guy's just being facetious. He doesn't have a larger channel. Not that I'm trying to get large. I tell people don't subscribe and get out of my life. But anyway, I asked, what the hell does the size of the channel have to do with it? And yeah, he went running away, and I think that was pretty much it. He ran off, dude. They're a bunch of cowards. God, they're fucking cowards. It's... Well, Twitch is... Yeah, but I can play an entire movie on Twitch, though. Alright, I'm going to play one more, I think, end of the world bit.
What seemed like an eternity until a bystander, a guy in the crowd, grabbed him, and the cop on the bike was sitting there. It looked like he was chewing on a Slim Jim. He didn't look like he was doing anything.
I'm sorry, that was rude. Are you married?
Yes, I most certainly am. I've been married 37 years to Gladys next August.
37 years. So if your wife was in a coma and she was smiling, you would want to put a towel over her face?
First of all, I'd want to know what she's smiling about. You're in a coma and you're smiling? What's that about?
Did you ever think that maybe this person was talking to angels up above? Did you ever think that they were thanking God that they were still around?
Oh, okay.
Did you ever think for a second that in the Bible it says, and when you marry somebody, first of all...
Wait a minute. Ma'am, let's stay on the planet Earth here for just a second, if you don't mind.
Darling, I am on planet Earth, but see, the point
You're
is...
talking to angels.
When you marry somebody, it's for better or for worse through sickness and health. So in other words, when your wife is sick, you're going to put a towel over her face because she's slobbering? What about if she gets Parkinson's disease? Are you going to put a 2x4 next to her head so it don't shake anymore?
No, I wouldn't. No, dear, but I'll tell you this. If my wife had Parkinson's, I'm certainly not going to wheel her through a china shop so she can destroy every precious item in there.
I think that you're selfish and you're being insensitive, and I think that it makes you less of a man. I mean, that's my personal opinion.
That was dirty pool. You know I've got a dysfunction problem, and you're coming... That's dirty pool.
That's dirty pool?
Yes, ma'am. I've got a sexual dysfunction problem. You said I'm less of a man.
Well, I'm sorry you have a sexual problem. Maybe you should say, hey, how about your wife puts a towel over your lap for that?
Holy Jesus.
Well,
So you're making...
No, that's very good, Terry. I'm glad she said that because...
When somebody is in a coma and they're smiling, I would thank God and the heavens and the earth that this person is still with us. And thank God that the doctors that are on this earth can keep the people alive and bring them back. Okay?
So in other words, somebody ought to put a towel over my lap. Well,
I mean, you're saying just because somebody in a coma, if they're smiling, put a towel over their face. If you don't like it, don't look.
Well, look, because nobody's bringing my sexual dysfunction into your home every night, unless, of course, you want it, savvy? And I'm saying...
All right, man. All right, look at Terry. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
This talk about angels scares me.
Well, maybe it's something you should pay more attention to. Maybe your life.
Well, can you prove there's angels? I don't think so. I know
there's angels, darling, because we're all here, aren't we?
Yeah. What's that got to do with angels? Holy God!
All right, Terry. Thank you for your call. I think she's a very religious person.
Yeah, it's great.
Mr. Bonafide, you lived through war. You lived through a whole life. You don't have a spiritual sense?
Mr. Henry, I have always lived by my fists, by my military issue M16 that I still keep in my closet, by a skinning knife that I keep taped with electric tape to my boot at all times, and by the fact that when someone is laying in a hospital room in a deep, dark, sinking coma and they're grinning like a Cheshire cat back at me, well, let me tell you what. Somebody's got a turd in their pocket. And I will tell you...
I think that you're a bitter guy.
Oh, there we go, yeah. It's all about me, huh?
Yeah, it's about you. You called up with this idiotic cockamamie story. Yes, it's about you.
I want the right to... I don't want to speak to the host any longer. Is there someone else there I can speak to?
No, you got to talk to me.
Well, I want to sing my song.
All right, do we have to break? Okay, let me take one more phone call then, and then we'll break. All right, it's Chris. Go ahead, Chris.
Hey, how's it going, Phil?
Yes, sir.
Listen, Mr. Bonafide, I don't know how often you're watching the news or not, but apparently you haven't been paying too much attention to it because, you see, the husband of Mrs. Chavo hasn't even had anything to do with her since she's been in this state.
Yeah, after he came and changed the bedpan.
Oh, good God. Listen to you, man. You are so...
No, sir. I'm saying...
No, you know something? You know, Mr. Bonafide, I believe you are starting to go through dementia, not just...
Oh, sure. Go ahead. Knock my mental... Because I don't agree with you. Call me insane. There you go.
No,
that's a great argument.
You just are not... You're not listening.
Are you saying? I want to jump in. Are you saying that
anybody is trying to say to you, Mr. Bonafide?
After he changed that bedpan and he saw her grinning back at him, of course he left.
Okay, all right. Look at Chris. Thank you for your call. I got a break here. And
what's everyone? Are you laughing at me? Oh man, don't laugh at me. Don't laugh at me. Never eyeball a junkyard dog.
Hold on. 1-800-449-8686. We'll be right back.
The Phil Hendry is back. 1-800-449-8686.
You can sing Hungry Heart. I got to take another call here. Chris, go ahead. You're on the Phil Hendry Show with Lode Bonafide about the Terry Chavo issue. Go ahead.
Yeah, you there?
Yes, sir, right here.
Yeah. I want to ask Mr. Bonafide, do you believe in God?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you, sir.
I said, do you believe in God?
I don't know. What do you mean by that?
Just what I ask you. Do you believe in God? Do you even know
how are you
who God is?
Do I know who God is?
Yeah.
I'm not familiar.
Well, you know the concept of God.
Yes, sir. Yes, I do.
Okay.
Okay. Do you believe that he exists?
Well, I don't know rightfully how you can know that. How do you know that?
Read your Bible. That's how you know it.
Well, that's just one guy's opinion.
No, that's God's word, brother.
Well, says who?
It says God.
See, there you go again. Now we're doing that circular logic.
No, it's not logic. It's the word of God.
You don't know that he exists.
Yes, I do.
How do you know?
Because I talk to him about every day.
And you called me nuts, Mr. Henry. You got a guy like this on your phone?
Look, the man prays, okay?
All right.
Let me ask you
And I
something
say,
else.
have the decency to put a napkin over Terry Schiavo's face, and I'm a bad guy, and this guy's talking to the fairies.
God is not a fairy,
All right,
brother.
look, if you talk to God, what's he sound like? Yeah,
If
gotcha.
you talk to him, you'd know.
Gotcha.
No, you didn't get me.
Yeah, I got you, because you
No, you
can't tell me
didn't.
what he's... All right, what's he look like?
I don't know. I haven't seen God yet.
But you've talked to him.
You better believe it.
Okay, what's he sound like?
He sounds just like me and you.
Then he sounds like a couple of jackasses.
No.
What is that supposed to mean?
He said he sounds like the two of us. That means he sounds like two jackballs.
Well, excuse me, but I'm not a jackball.
Well, I am. Hey, let me ask you this.
Everybody in the United States and all over knows that by
Does
now.
he carry lightning bolts in his hands, or is that just a rumor?
No, but he
Okay,
can
quit with your smart-ass comments and just listen to what the man has to say.
When it's your time, let me say something here. When
Go ahead.
When it's your time to go, you'll go. There won't be no life support save you or anything else. When it's your time to leave this earth, you're going to go. And it's not that woman's time yet.
We don't know that. All we know is she's grinning from ear to ear, like she just hit the Irish sweepstakes.
She's not grinning. That's her muscles, the way they contracted when her brain was starved to death from oxygen.
Into a smile? Holy jeez. Well, look, you know what? You sound like a nice guy, Chris, but if God sounds like you, I think my phone is busy, if you know what I mean. Now then, I'd like to get...
Don't blow him off. He's my caller.
I want to get to singing Hungry Heart for Jesus in a car seat's sake.
But I'm telling you, if it was that
Hey,
time...
Chris, I want to ask you a question. Do you
Go
think
ahead.
if Jesus and Mary lived today that she'd have him in a car seat? Seriously, I mean, it's a good question. If Mary and Jesus were alive today, would she have him in a car seat? Yes or no?
What kind of a question is that?
I'm just curious. Do you think she'd carry him around in a supermarket basket?
No.
And then she'd wonder, where is he? And she'd find him sitting there talking to the guy that runs the meat market on how to better organize his steaks and stuff.
No, he'd be in church praying to his Father is where he'd be.
Well, yeah, but once he got into the van with Mary, he'd be in a car seat. Or are you telling me they'd walk everywhere?
They probably walk everywhere.
Okay, now Mr. Henry, I want to sing Hungry Heart.
Well, what's wrong with that?
He's nuts. How do you live in America and not have a car?
Okay, look at Chris. Thank you for calling it.
No, I want to know, would Mary drive a van, yes or no?
Don't answer his questions, Chris.
I'm not.
Would Mary carry Jesus in a baby Bjorn?
Can I say something here, Phil?
Please.
Mr. Bonafide?
Yes, sir.
All I'm asking you, you need to get God in your life, brother. Are you the same one?
So this is what it's about. I need to get God in my life. Why didn't you just spit it out then? Okay.
And another thing, can I ask one more question?
Yeah, go right ahead.
Are you the one that chased the woman with your RV?
Yes, I am.
Would you have still grabbed that one by the collar if her husband would have been sitting in the car? No, you wouldn't.
Yes, I would have.
And
All right, look, I got a break, Chris.
All right.
I don't know what he's talking about. He's nuts.
All right, thanks, Chris.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's right. Married walk everywhere. What a...
Get out of here. All right, you can sing your stupid song when we come back if I ever find the CD. Oh, here it is. All right, we'll be right back. Phil Hendry Show.
The Phil Hendry Show. 1-800-449-8686. Born Again. One 1-800-449-8686. The Phil Hendry Show is back.
Sing your song, man, okay?
I'm going to be trying out for American Idol here. It'll be coming up here. And this is a song that means a lot to me because, oh, God, I wish I was Bruce Springsteen. Got a wife and kids in Baltimore, Jack. I went out for a ride and never went back. Like a river that don't know where it's flowing, I took a wrong turn and I just kept going. Everybody's got a hungry heart. Everybody's got a heart. Is that
Hungry Heart?
Pay down your money and you play your... Are they spelling heart?
H-E-A-R-T.
I've got a hungry heart. By the way, the Phil Hendry program Thanks myself, Lloyd Bonafide, David G. Hall, Margaret Gray, Dr. William Pollard, Dave Oliver, Harvey Wireman, and of course me, Lloyd Bonafide, for being on the show tonight. The parts of all of those characters were played by Mr. Henry. The Phil Henry Show is produced by Phil Henry with associate producer Mark Newman, Michelle Fernandez, and Harry Shelley. I'm Lloyd Bonafide. Did I mention that? Everybody has a hungry heart. Oh, God, I got to sit down.
The Phil Henry Show, 1-800-449-8686. Out of bounds.
Okay, so that was a good Bonafide bit, dude. There's not a lot of people I follow on YouTube. However, this is one of the better ones. I don't know if I've ever really talked about this guy on my channel before. But do you recognize this guy right here? This guy's name is Pat Condell. I think he's a conservative, but whatever. Not that that makes a difference. But he's a really great writer, and his videos are just him talking to the camera. He doesn't read a script. He doesn't cut. He doesn't edit. He just speaks whatever he wrote. And he's great, dude. And he's right. I have not heard him say anything wrong yet. So I want to hear what he says here about freedom of speech. This guy, he's from Britain. He's from the UK, so he's British.
Well, here in the UK, we have a crisis of free speech because the law has become a lot more progressive and therefore a lot more authoritarian in enforcing the various vetoes that now govern our speech, like the heckler's veto, the rioter's veto, and in particular the safe space, poor me, crybaby's feelings veto. Not only that, the law is enforced selectively and politically by police who are less concerned with catching criminals than with telling us what to think. How different things were in this country when you could say pretty much whatever you liked as long as it was true and didn't directly incite violence. Back in the days when we thought this was the home of free speech, where ideas could be freely and robustly expressed and where you couldn't be arrested for a tasteless joke. But things have changed radically in recent years, and now we are policed by subjectively enforced hate speech laws where you can be arrested if you say something that may cause alarm and distress to people who are determined to be alarmed and distressed by your free speech. But if the suppression of your birthright causes you alarm and distress, you won't see anyone arrested for that. Yours is the wrong kind of alarm and distress. Your alarm and distress is hate. It has become quite fashionable to accuse people who express unwelcome opinions of abusing free speech to spread hate, even though hatred is a very powerful, intensely focused emotion that can cause people to do some truly terrible things. It's the darkest emotion, the most violent emotion. It is very, very extreme. Yet the word hate is thrown around today like a frisbee, just casually tossed at people like verbal acid at the slightest excuse. Every unwelcome opinion is hate. Every unflattering remark is hate. Every unpleasant truth is hate. If you vote for an insufficiently progressive political candidate, you will be told that you're voting for hate. And now this very extreme word has been crowbarred into the law, as if everyone who says something offensive or insulting to another person is consumed by this volatile and dangerous emotion. It doesn't even have to be a crime for the police to stick their nose in and label it hate. They're far too busy violently attacking peaceful protesters and taking the knee for domestic terrorists to investigate actual crimes like burglary, theft, or assault. But if you say something that hurts somebody's feelings, even if you're breaking no law, the police will take the trouble to record it as what they call a non-crime hate incident. That's hate incident that then goes onto a database that can affect your future employment prospects. Do you like where this is heading?
What a piece
It's
of
all
shit.
part of the common purpose. And if you don't know what common purpose is, I suggest you look it up. Hate speech is a progressive term, and like most progressive terms, it is a shameless lie. The word hate has been cynically misapplied to falsely ascribe the darkest of motives and to make whatever it's attached to sound as if it's the worst thing in the world when it isn't. Being offensive or insulting is not hate. Unkind words, disparaging remarks, mockery and ridicule, even based on personal appearance or sexuality or religion or race, these things might not be very nice, but they are not hate. Dislike and unfriendliness, despite what our politicized, common purpose riddled police will tell you, they're not hate either. They are not even close. Nor is stating the simple truth when discussing the latest progressive obsession, transgender, a fashionable neurosis, and a minority freak show that's become a full frontal assault on the female identity and is being allowed to ruin women's sport and to mentally scar a generation of impressionable children. The truth is that a man can no more become a woman than a monkey can become a pig. And that is a widely held view in our society, but if you express it, you'll be accused of hate speech, even though there is no hate in that statement at all. It's an opinion about reality, or unreality in this case. The term hate speech is not only an abuse of the language, it is an abuse of the law. In policing opinion and elevating feelings over truth, the law is making a claim on our liberty to which it is not entitled. We've always had laws, and we need laws to deal with genuinely harmful words like malicious falsehood or direct incitement to violence. But when the law interferes with the expression of opinion, however offensive or provocative that opinion may be to some, it is a step too far. Every human being without exception has the right to speak from the heart. There is no more fundamental a right, and it is beyond the law's legitimate jurisdiction in the liberal society that we claim to be. Any politician who has to legislate for the censorship of opinion is a failure and a fraud. If you've screwed up your society so badly that you need to stop people talking about it, you are the problem. If thanks to your reckless policies, your incompetence and your duplicity, shutting people up is the only way to keep public order, then let there be public disorder and deal with it. Curtailing free speech because some people might be violent is like blaming a rape victim for dressing the wrong way. The violence is the problem, not the free speech, which is as vital to the health of our civilization as oxygen is to our blood. And there's no place in a healthy society for the heckler's veto. There is no place for the rioter's veto. And there is certainly no place for the safe space, poor me, crybabies, feelings veto. They called me an ugly name, boo-hoo. It's just too important for that.
Yep.
This is the genius of the US First Amendment. The people who drafted it knew what they were doing. They knew that the law can't be trusted with freedom of speech because the law is made by career politicians who can't be trusted with anything. If you have a vested interest, and all career politicians do, you will be subjective, you will be selective, you will be expedient, you will be biased, you will be fallible, you will drop the ball. And so it has proved here in the UK. Formerly, we thought the home of free speech, where our speech is now so micromanaged that the police will contact you to check your thinking if you say the wrong thing online. As most people know by now, the problem with the British police is too much common purpose and not enough common sense. So we can always rely on them to provide a timely example of why the law can't be trusted with freedom of speech, whether it's arresting people for harmless jokes or threatening a journalist with investigation for the words of the person he was interviewing. And now recently we see Liverpool police posing in front of a billboard that reads, "Being offensive is an offence." You wouldn't even know this was Britain anymore. In Scotland, where they've got their own mini-government, they just passed a law that will get you arrested in your own home for expressing opinions likely to stir up hatred, a charge so vague it can mean whatever they want it to mean, which is why it's there. What exactly are we so afraid of that we need to desecrate the language and render powerful words like hate virtually meaningless? And why are we so terrified of words that we need to pretend that they're the equivalent of violence? It's no justification for censorship to say that bad ideas might become popular if we don't shut people up. If they're bad ideas, show us how they're bad and they won't become popular. That's how it works in a sane society that trusts itself to get things right. And it's the only way to get rid of bad ideas. Censorship is like painting over a damp patch on the wall and pretending it isn't there. It's going to come through anyway, and the longer you ignore it, the more damage it will do. Words are just words. They are not violence, not even racist insults, unpleasant though they are. The word racist has been drained of all meaning, of course, but we all know what real racism sounds like. And anyone expressing genuinely racist and hateful opinions in Britain nowadays will always lose more friends than they gain. They should have the liberty to speak from the heart, as is their right in a liberal society. The price for denying them that right is just too high. Ridicule is the best disinfectant for stupid ideas and for ugly ideas. Let everyone express what is in their heart, even if it is hateful. Then let it be challenged, rebutted, refuted, exposed to the light, made ridiculous and laughed at. What are we afraid of? Our society is more than capable of eliminating bad ideas organically without the law's size 14 common purpose boots trampling all over our freedom of speech. The law can't be trusted with freedom of speech because the people who make the law can't be trusted not to literally take liberties, and the people who enforce the law can't be trusted not to behave like the Gestapo. Now, Benjamin Franklin famously said, whoever would overthrow the liberty of a nation must begin by subduing the freeness of speech. And that is what's happening to us in Britain. Our liberty is being overthrown. We are less free to speak our mind than ever before in my lifetime. Our police have become thought police. Enforcement of the law has become political and subjective. If we accept this as a governing principle, the authoritarian common purpose mentality that's shoving these laws down our throat will never run out of dangerous ideas that must be suppressed for the common good. If our country is not to descend into tyranny, we must decouple the law from speech and from the right to free expression, however offensive that expression may be. We need our equivalent of the US First Amendment. Nothing less will do. A constitutional guarantee that our government can pass no law that prevents us from speaking our mind. We've seen enough now to know that without such a guarantee, we will never live in a free country again.
That's Pat Condell, dude. He, like I said, I've watched a lot of that dude's videos. I've listened to a lot of his, before he did videos, he did audio clips on his website. And he used to be, I think, either a journalist or a TV personality or something in Britain. That's why his writing is good. Like, he knows what he's talking about. And he's pretty jealous of the United States having the First Amendment. But there's a problem, though, is that even though we have the First Amendment, we are really losing our ability of free speech. Not necessarily because of websites, but because of cell phones, dude. People are out in public calling somebody a panda fucker. Next thing you know, he gets a bunch of complaints at his job. People find out where he works, and then he's fired. What the hell is that shit? That's not free speech. That is a country that hates free speech, dude. We might have it in our Constitution, but I show time and time again that people are really thin-skinned assholes and they cannot stand free speech. If you go outside and legally call a black guy the N-word, he'll think that he gets to assault you. And people will say, yeah, good job assaulting that person for talking. People will actually side with the guy for assaulting you. That's not free speech, dude. I want people to actually fucking thicken their skin up. This guy right here, this New York Prepper guy, who just uploaded a new video 41 minutes ago. This guy instantly, without even fucking batting an eyelid, he deleted all my comments on his channel. I was telling the guy I want to interview him, and apparently he doesn't allow criticism, dude. I have an email from this guy. I'll show you here in a second. Let me get the email out. You won't believe what he fucking said to me. Let me see if I can separate it here. It's not letting me separate this. Well, I can take a screenshot. Here we go. Hold on just a second. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay. And all right there. So this guy, I sent him an email. He replied back, "What do you want to ask me?" You know, in the interview. "What do you want to ask me? And why should I if you mock my channel?" Can you believe this shit? Like, I have never said that in my life, dude. I never said, "Yeah, I'll talk to you if you kiss my ass." I never fucking said that. I would never say anything like that. Can you believe this New York Prepper guy? He actually fucking expected his ass to be kissed or he wouldn't talk to me. This is a fucking human on YouTube right now, dude. This is his channel. And he's saying shit like that. I'm not saying that's a free speech thing. It is his right. It's his channel to delete. It's his right to delete comments or whatever. But this guy is pro Second Amendment, but he's anti First Amendment. You know what I mean? I don't want to... I'm not saying I deserve the right to say whatever I want on his channel, but like, he deletes my comments just because I fucking challenged him to an interview, to some scrutiny, dude, which is a normal thing. I want to click his latest video here. Hey, by the way, New York Prepper, you'll notice that you probably have ads on your video, but I didn't see any because I have an ad blocker. Yeah, this right here, this is an ad blocker. It's called uBlock Origin. You go get uBlock Origin, dude. And it's a beautiful thing. uBlock Origin is the best ad blocker for your browser. If you're going to browse the internet, you're going to browse YouTube on a cell phone, you want to use something called YouTube Vanced. YouTube Vanced. First fucking link on Google. Here it is. You install it just like this. You can install it on any Android device. Get YouTube Vanced. It looks just like the YouTube app on your Android device. And it blocks ads. It has a sponsor block. I hope you told your viewers that, New York Prepper. I hope you let them know about ad blocking, but I bet you didn't, because that would be a conflict of interest. You, the e-beggar, but me, Painbow, nirvgorilla, I'm the guy who tells people the fucking truth. Because I don't make videos for money. So anyway, let's see what he fucking says. I'm going to close these other assholes. Oh, look at this guy. He thinks he's a fucking, like he's into volcanoes and geology. I bet this guy doesn't know anything about geology. I'd like to talk to him a little bit about it, but
going on, guys?
He's a volcanologist here.
It's Greg here, aka New York Prepper. It is Wednesday, October 13th, 2021, and I have some breaking news to share with you guys on the situation in La Palma. So we just had a...
Oh! He just reminded me. He did a fucking volcano video the other day. I think it was this one. I can't believe what this fucker says. Listen to this.
We have a lot of interesting news about the Cumbre Vieja volcano, and part of the cone collapsed.
Wait, the camera moves, and this guy... Let me see if I can find it.
Just looks absolutely insane. TV La Palma, but let's just watch this volcano for a minute here. Look at this. Are now starting to jump on the band. So I want to just before I get into the news, I want to show you guys a good resource. And here, look at this lava.
Well, anyway, in one of his fucking volcano videos, he said, do you see how they're zooming in on the volcano? They're doing that so you can't see the black smoke around it, because the black smoke would freak people out and it would make them really nervous. Like, this guy was seriously fucking saying that shit. Hey, asshole, they're just zooming in, weirdo. Oh my God, you can get an independent journalist out there and get a wide shot of it. What? Then what? People want to record volcanoes. They don't want to hide it. There's not one guy with a camera. Generally, when there's a volcano, there's fucking several dozen people. What are you, dumb, dude? Are you fucking dumb saying that shit? You pulled that shit out of your ass out of nowhere. You made it up because you're a fucking scumbag making shit up. Oh, you're zooming in on a volcano. They don't want you to see it. What a fucking idiot.
Magnitude 4.5 earthquake strike La Palma. And it struck at a depth of...
So, Nicholas, I was talking to you several times on Discord, and you didn't reply at all, so I didn't even think you were there. It was like, I don't know, over a 24-hour, maybe a 48-hour period, I was trying to talk to you and get you to acknowledge something, and it's like you weren't even there, so what's the point? I don't know. I'm not going to, like, I'm asking you a question or something, you just ignore me like I'm not alive. So I thought, what's the point of having this guy here if he's not going to be engaging? So whatever. Don't take it. I already told you early on, dude, don't take it personally. I sometimes just flush people, you know?
Almost 50 kilometers, which is 5. The eruptions, a lot. There's
what's so big about
situation.
This? Does this guy just make videos to make videos? How about instead of making a video, you just fucking link the source on your website?
For the day today,
I don't know.
4.2 want the world to so because this landed it because they don't want people to panic. Okay.
Yeah, there it is.
It came in, and I have no idea why they do this, guys. In my opinion, I think they're doing it because they don't want people to panic. Okay, they don't want the world to panic because.
What are you talking about? It's well known that Krakatoa had the fucking loudest explosion of any volcano anywhere in the history of fucking humans, dude, that we know of. So what? What about Siberia? What about when Siberia had about a mile thick of fucking lava? Yeah, what about that? Yeah, that's really scary, dude. You can read about that in any fucking history book or any book about volcanoes. You can read about that shit. That's well-known crap. What? This is fucking pussy shit compared to the volcanoes that happened in Siberia a long time ago. Who the fuck? What's wrong with you, weirdo? You're dumb. This is a pussy volcano next to that shit. I mean, that was catastrophic, dude. That wiped out a bunch of the fucking a bunch of life on this planet, dude. I think it caused a mass extinction, if I remember correctly. What the fuck is this? This fucking volcano's not going to do shit. And you're sitting here making like it's the end of the world? You're dumb, dude. You're a fucking dumbass. Somebody needs to talk to you, and it's going to be me.
This landslide on La Palma has been studied for decades. There's been theories about it for, 100 years or so. And they're obviously trying to minimize the severity of the situation. So
you're just making it up.
That's all I got for now. If I see
nobody's trying to minimize anything. You're just making that up, dude. Nobody's trying to minimize anything. Humans, scientists, we want the truth. We don't care if it makes us feel bad or feel good. We want the truth, and we disseminate the truth. If I find something egregious and offensive, I talk about it, dude. Everybody's fucking coerced into fucking not talking about a volcano? You're dumb. God, this guy's fucking dumb, dude. Yeah, History Channel as well. I mean, How the Earth Was Made, it's also on the History Channel, is a very good, there's 2 seasons, very good fucking documentaries on volcanoes and geology and, tectonic plates and all that crap. And a lot of it's pretty scary, but that's the truth about our planet, man. It's, you can learn about this shit. Nothing's being hidden from you. You can download ebooks right now onto your hard drive that have more information than this stupid YouTube turd fucking shills out. Well, right now it's my biggest pet peeve. It probably won't be tomorrow. I probably won't even remember the guy's name tomorrow. I don't give a shit. It's just that today he's been a total idiot, totally fucking scared to talk to me. What you should do is go to his channel and tell that asshole to take an interview. Say, come on, man, get your ass kicked by nirvgorilla. It'll feel really good, and you'll come back with some bruises, but you'll be better off for it. You'll be a smarter man for it. You know? You'll have to be careful about spreading dumb shit, because there will be people like me right there to call you out on it. And as there should be. If you're going to say dumb shit, there should be somebody there calling you out on it. Somebody, you know? You shouldn't be able to get away with impunity to just say whatever you want and just, yeah, the earth is flat. Yeah, that's fine. And never have anybody fucking question you on it? Who the fuck do you think you are, asshole? You think you can just spew shit and get away with it? Yeah, I do hate misinformation. I said it earlier. It's their right. It's freedom of speech. They can do it. But somebody needs to say something to these guys, though. Be challenged. And if you really care about truth and you really want to get down and figure out how, what's really going on, you need to talk to people who might not think like you. You need to go do a little bit better research, man. These guys cannot learn. They need to learn how to learn is what they need to do. Yeah, it generally does feel good to have your ass kicked verbally. It makes you a better person, I think, doesn't it? Like, man, I can't get away with that as easily. I wanted to play one more little bit here.
We don't need those calls. We don't want those calls. But don't worry about it, Chris. Leave it to me. I can hang up on them. Thank you. Charlie, hi. How you doing?
Good evening, sir. How are you?
Good.
Just wanted to call and thank you for being the first voice in the public arena that I have ever heard stand up for the viewpoints that I have had on religion for the past 40 years of my life. I really appreciate it.
Well, Charlie, I thank you. It's important to me. Please read my book.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and I'll buy a T-shirt.
Good, thank you. Go to my souvenir shop and buy lots of stuff.
Okay.
Thank you, Charlie.
All right.
All right, bye-bye. Okay. Here's Ted. Hi, Ted.
How you doing?
Good, sir. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Good, man.
I had a couple of questions for you, Phil.
Okay.
What kind of religious nation do you think the U.S. is currently?
What kind of a question is that? What kind of a religious nation do I think the U.S. is?
Well, I ask you because you talk about culture and society.
Ted, let me explain to you what I've tried to explain. This is a country of law. Do you understand that? A country of law. And you may say that there's precedent and tradition, which we do try to honor, and we certainly have taken into consideration in the interpretation of law in this country. But it's a country of law, and I don't care if you say traditionally it was a Christian nation, because you individuals never get it. You guys never get it, you Christians. You talk up this crap about how it's a traditional Christian nation. Hey, dude, they didn't give women the vote either. They didn't give blacks the vote either. What are you doing, man? Are you playing? What is all that noise? Hello?
So I'm on a cell phone. So.
Okay, sit down. Don't move. Don't go anywhere. I'm hearing you're moving around the garage. I know you're moving things. You're getting ready to... Where you? It's just, look, tradition is one thing. The law is the law.
Sure.
And if we don't have law, it's a madhouse. And believe me, we turn it over to religious people. We turn it over to religious... Hey, we turn this country over to religious people, and it'll be our end. It'll be the end of this country.
So I agree with you, Phil. I'm saying there's a difference between religion. What you're saying is that religion and society need to be set apart. And what I'm saying is the reason we have problems in America is because that is the case. It's an image-based society.
Whatever. So the point of your call is what?
The point of my call is
you asked me what kind of religion this country was.
Sure.
What's the point of your call?
The point is that people put it on like it's an item of clothing, and the reason why we have problems is because it's
Why did you ask me what kind of religion is this country? Why'd you ask me that?
Well, because you're talking about that it'd be fine with you if we took it off the quarters and the dollar bills. I mean,
I don't understand. What's the point of your question, man? Why did you ask me what kind of religion is America?
Because I think this nation now is what you want, but it began in what you're saying in a way that.
Well, then why don't you get to it, man? Why don't you just get to your point? This nation right now, in other words, because you guys can't pull out a cross and stick it anywhere you want, You just want to pull that cross out and shove it up anybody's rear end. You think America is a godless society. Is that it? Is that it? That's exactly what it is, because Christians can't take a cross out of their knapsack and cram it any place they want. We're a godless country. Because this egomaniac judge in Alabama, who ought to be on medication himself, can't stick the Ten Commandments on public property. We're a godless nation. Christianity in America has been co-opted by televangelists and egomaniacal morons that have no business reading a bedtime story.
I agree with you.
No, you don't agree with me. No, you don't. No, you don't agree with me. You don't. You have no idea what I'm saying. You think that this country today is a godless country and a separation. You have no idea what I'm talking about. Every time we got a problem with religion in this country, you want to know why? It isn't because we're taking rights away from Christians. It's because Christians are demanding to encroach more and more and more on the public sector. They want more of our space, and they want more of our courthouses, and they want more of our schools, and they want to have more religion and more prayer and more this and more that. That's enough to make a guy want to just... turn on the Thursday night NFL preseason game. I'd rather watch that. I'd rather watch Doug Johnson putting himself in harm's way, that poor baby, and me only paying $80 a game. All right, thanks a lot, sir, but I got very little patience with this topic. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to yell at you. Honest to God, I just got so little patience with this bullcrap. It's my own fault for bringing it up. Here. Get out of here with that whole freaking Alabama jackass story. Now, Elizabeth Smart's family is signed up. Tons and tons of money.
All right, I'm going to stop streaming and send this video off to that asshole. That asshole named... Actually, he should change his name to... Because he moved to Pennsylvania, right? NYPrepper moved to Pennsylvania. So he was called NYPrepper. Now he should be called P-Prepper, short PP.